we had a system malfunction today.
We did. We had a plan and it didn't go well, but it's good because it strengthens our resolve to have a plan B and to remind us that things aren't always going to go as planned.
It's there's the Mike Tyson quote that gets thrown out there. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And then there's the Ben Franklin one, which is a failure to plan is a plan to fail. And I like the combination of both of them because it shows you that, hey, you know what? Just because things will change, it doesn't mean. Look, you were a little blurry. Like I didn't know if that was my eyes or what happened there.
No, I was fine. I looked perfectly fine on my screen, Mike. What you talking?
So, yeah, so you plan, and then, as von Clausewitz said, no plan survives. I think it was him said, no plan survives first contact. So after that first contact, then you adjust and you iterate. And there's a guy a little bit later on after von Clausewitz, a guy named Lieutenant Colonel John Boyd. He came up with the OODA loop. You observe, you orient, you decide, and you act. And anyway, so planning, decision-making, iteration, and we are iterating because we are back on the Catalyst YouTube channel at least for one more day. And then tomorrow, the official launch of the Live with Brent and Mike channel goes. And just as a reminder, if you'd like to follow along and see kind of how things are evolving, look at some of the back episodes that we've done, see some of the the examples that we've shared around how we're using the tools that we talk about. Go to livewithbrentandmike.com and sign up there. It's hosted by Beehive. It's our beginning part of a newsletter and a way to start sharing and building this community. So go to livewithbrentandmike.com. And we do not. I think everybody took our directions well, and
nobody here.
Nobody showed up. Now it could also be because it's an hour later for everybody else. It's the same time for us, but it's an hour later for everybody else.
Oh, that's right.
9:00 Eastern.
I totally forgot about that.
Which means you're probably deep into your coffee. You're already into your day, and you went and found another live show to listen to at 8:00 in the morning. And if that's the case. If that's the case,
they're like, what happened to Live with Brent and Mike?
Well, if that's the case, if they found another place, we'll see you in a couple of days because nothing compares.
No, there's a song about that, I think, but instead of a song about that, you know what? Let's just listen to a new song.
Well, hey there, folks. Rise and shine. It's Live with Brent and Mike. I got your coffee brewing, feeling fine. It's Live with Brent and Mike. Live with Brent and Mike. Live with Brent and Mike.
There we go. We got the country version, Kellen. Thanks for taking the request and taking action on it.
You know, if nothing else, I'm a flexible DJ in my morning show theme songs.
There you go. Good morning, Wendy. We were just talking about the extra, how it's an hour later for our friends. Well, everybody except for us.
It's so not a thing for us that I totally forgot that it was a thing for everybody else. I'm sorry y'all had to go through that. I really do.
What's anything exciting happen on the homestead this weekend?
The homestead this weekend, no, there were no tragedies this weekend, although I did get a chance to get outside and scoop some poop and collect some black gold. And because it is planting and gardening season for those folks who are into that sort of thing. And if you're into really manipulating your soil and making sure that your plants have the most perfect soil, hey, reach out, let me know, and you could buy some black gold and fire up those plants, make them happier than they've ever been.
There you go. The
It's a weird pitch.
it's and why is it considered black gold?
Well, apparently alpacas have some strange sort of stomach processing system for their food.
Okay.
And it's not, you can't, like regular manure has to sit and cultivate for 6 months, I think. That's why you have to compost it.
Yeah.
Or else if you put it right on your plants, right in your gardens, whatever, it burns your garden and burns your plants. High nitrogen content is apparently the scientific reason why you will burn your garden if you put like really fresh cow poop on it. But alpaca poop is super highly processed. It apparently has just the exact amount of nitrogen and all the other goodness that should go into a fertilizer. And you don't have to wait 6 months to compost it and let some of it out. You can put it right away. The little tiny nibble pill things that are part of the poop actually act as moisture capsules too. So if you put them in as whole instead of mixing them all up, they actually retain water, so it holds water longer. And there's all sorts of crazy magical things, which is why we call it black gold.
There you go. How'd you discover this?
My wife decided one day she wanted alpacas, and I thought, well, we've got these things. How can I make money off of them? Do they have any sort of useful value at all financially?
Is there an extrinsic value?
Is there something I can
intrinsic
do
value
to feel like this was a worthy investment?
We planted 5 plants. 5 plants this weekend. 3 lantana and 2 rosemary. And it's amazing how well rosemary do in the desert, like in this environment. Do you have any rosemary around the house?
No, but we do have, what's the stuff you pickle pickles with?
Probably dill.
Dill.
Okay.
Our entire yard, the entire desert is dill everywhere. Everywhere. So if you're into pickles and you're growing cucumbers, I'm your dill hookup for sure. It's like a weed out here. But it smells nice.
And well, then that's the thing. It's funny. It's funny what will survive. Like we go through so many different plants. The 2 that typically tend to last the longest for us are lantana, and although we've got one that's fighting for itself these days. But the one that's been amazing is rosemary. And why fight this whole thing? Why not get rosemary, and then let's see what else is close to rosemary, because rosemary can't be the only thing, right? So we might turn into rosemary and dill farmers.
Right.
Every once in a while, I go a little bit overboard. Like if I throw some, let's say I'm doing like chicken and bone broth, and kind of not really making a soup, but if I need rosemary, sometimes I'll go overboard on rosemary because I could just go out there and cut.
You've got it.
A couple of sprigs off, and then you drop them in. And you don't realize how potent those things are. Anyway. There we go. So if the emerging and enablement technology discussion doesn't take off, we can always go back to planting and feeding.
For sure. Hey, you know what? We're gonna start another channel called Gardening with Brent and Mike.
Well, and at that point, because we've learned something here, we'll know that it takes a certain period between when you turn it on and when it's ready to go live. So
yeah, YouTube, what the heck's up with that? I mean, totally don't understand that. They didn't give me any sort of heads up when I created the new channel, and yeah, I'm mildly annoyed about the whole thing. But hey, you know what I did do though is I redid the gym. had a conversation. I had a one-on-one with our executive producer, and I said, you know what? I said, Mike's getting pretty good at this read. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and change this to a 2-person anchor script. So you got a link in the old Slackaroo there. You can click on, and you will be participating in today's script.
Lucky me. Where do I find said? I got it. All right.
He said, rolling his eyes.
It is yeah. All right, here we go.
Do you have the video to roll at all, or should I just play another musical?
I think play the other musical. We'll have to figure out the whole.
Let's see. Oh, we'll just do the live.
So I'm supposed to download. That's the other thing. I'm supposed to download the video. I gotta have a morning checklist. Is this the Sunrise Small Town Talk?
Oh no, that's the country. That's the country song.
Yeah. I do not see a video for today. Oh,
no, there is no. There's no video for today. It's the one I sent you a long time. Is the coffee cups with the gears, the whole thing.
Always okay. The same video. No.
Yeah, I thought you already loaded that up.
No. Yeah. Well, it's what's weird about Restream is it's not like I can have a set of assets in here. Oh, you know what? I might be able to, because I can do this.
Yeah, you totally can. They're called scenes, and you should be able to.
All right.
But don't worry about it too much.
For tomorrow's new trick, I will have a scene.
Yeah, instead we'll just go with music.
Live with Brent and Mike.
So bad. This was stuck in my
Live with Brent and Mike.
It wormed.
He's hung out with you all day.
I apologize for it to everybody. Anybody listening to this, Wendy, thank you for being here.
Live with Brent and Mike.
Yeah, we just lost. I was looking at the live thing. We lost somebody. Somebody just bailed. They were like, that's enough of that. I can't handle it. Yeah, we lost a third of our audience right there. Right?
Well, come on, people. Have a sense of humor on a Monday morning. All right. Do you have it? Are you all set up?
Oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow.
And that's okay. Do it tomorrow. But do you have the script in front of you?
I've got the script right in front of me. I am ready to go.
Oh, perfect. Good morning, corporate learners. I'm Brent, and I haven't slept since 2024 because my AI twin is doing my job better than me.
And I'm Mike. I just tried to prompt my toaster to make sourdough, and it gave me a lecture on hallucination risk. It is March 9th, 2026, and the industry is moving faster than a compliance deadline on a Friday afternoon.
Our top story, L&D is officially in its make or break era. New data from Docebo shows that skills are decaying faster than my motivation to attend a 4-hour Zoom workshop.
Brent, the report says that we have to move from episodic learning to embedded learning. Basically, if you aren't training your employees while they're in the bathroom or mid-sneeze, you're behind the curve.
Why is this important? Because business leaders now expect L&D to prove actual ROI. No more completion rates. They want to know if that inclusive leadership course actually stopped Larry from being a jerk in the break room.
In tech news, Accenture just told its senior staff, if you want a promotion, you better be using AI at work. They're literally tracking usage.
Is it just me, or does tracking usage sound like Accenture is the overbearing parent of the corporate world? I see you didn't use ChatGPT for that email, Timmy. No VP title for you. That was the soup Nazi joke. Sorry, I didn't do that right. No VP title for you.
You gotta land it. Yeah, so here's the other thing. Out of the script for just a second. What I'm realizing is when I read the script, I lose track of what it's saying.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about it.
And it's so if you're out there and you're having people read a bunch of things while you're saying a bunch of other stuff and you're trying to get them to move through those things really quickly, you might be doing it wrong. And I don't know which type of learning that is considered, but it may not work. At least
I would say from an adult learning theory perspective, I believe we would refer to that as cognitive load.
I'm cognitively overloaded.
Yes. This would be the trap that you and I are both in. So
I need to get some parentheses in front of the whole thing, because this one's a really hard word to start this segment with, or this section. Hilariously, this relates to L&D, because if your CEO is tracking AI clicks, you are the one who has to teach them which buttons not to press so they don't accidentally leak the company payroll to a public LLM. It's the ultimate job security. That comes from Training Journal.
And it's beautiful. Should we stop right there and maybe try to talk about these first two stories, or should we just blow through the script and then go back and talk about the stories?
Yeah, I think we've got to. I think there's a for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is one of those. We're working out loud, learning as we're kind of going through, and just kind of working through a given flow. And the original flow, or the typical flow of the show, is Brent reads the news. I listen to about 80%, maybe 75 to 80% of it while doing some other things on the left-hand side of me, and then come back and I will add in some ad lib components to it. Now we've moved to the point where, because of popular demand, I am being asked to read the script, and I'm realizing that when I read things out loud, you literally could put anything in front of me, and I could be Ron Burgundy here, other than the word hilariously. That's a tough one. So we got to keep maybe we have to prompt the AI, limit Mike's script words to no more than 2 syllables. Like, I cannot do the 3 syllable words. And then as we go, but what I'm realizing as we're going through, and sharing it out loud on the cognitive load, I literally could read this, and Brent would be like, "So, what do you think about that?" I have no idea what I read.
Yeah,
which is very different.
You know what? Let's take this to the producers. Wendy says, "I prefer the previous look." I'm not exactly sure which look that is.
I think it was when I threw up this scene. I kind of tossed this up as just from a delay standpoint. It was when I threw up this scene that the look looked a little bit different, but I don't know. So Wendy, just add that in there. But yeah, I think there's a speed bump that it reminds, "Hey, Mike, pause, don't say anything." This is where you add some kind of color something in there, and then go, "Oh, yeah. Not Luck's song." The Now Live with Brent and Mike. I don't know how anybody that you prefer that over the country one, or the country one over the which one? Oh, I am waiting with anticipation. Waiting with anticipation. Just go. All right. So anyway, so that's there's my experience with reading. Let's go back. I'm gonna have to go quickly kind of click back through this. So it's basically the whole on the.
So I wonder if what we've just discovered today is that maybe because I went through and I did a read. I did a read of a whole script, and I recorded it and I posted it on the new YouTube channel, but I kept it not public. I kept it unlisted so that people in the Slack group and yourself can take a look at it and just see. But I wonder if maybe that's the better way to go. Maybe I do a pre-recording the night before, and then we roll the recording, but then pause it after each story. And that gives you and I both a chance to comment on it. And then we roll the next story, and then we just roll through the video that way.
So I don't like it.
Okay.
And the reason why I don't like it is we lost a couple of things. One, I mean, there's probably a way to do it where it works, because a lot of people do pre-recorded type stuff and they make it work and all that kind of stuff. So like, that's just my own bias getting in the way. But what I didn't like is I couldn't see you reading. You just had the background in there, so you didn't have. If I remember right, you did not have yourself on camera.
No, I didn't.
Reading on that one. So we lose a little bit of that. The other thing we kind of lose is the reaction as we're going through. So I don't know about pre-recording the news. I do think maybe the thing to do.
I'd have to share the scene with you ahead of time because we wouldn't be that was just kind of a quick scene that I created to put up there. What would actually happen would be we would create a video that has an image. So this would give me time to create an image for each one of the stories as well, a slide. And then we would put that in like 2/3 of the screen. And then you and I would still be on the screen when we're rolling it. And then it would have the bullet point.
Point out that the reason why I don't like it is because I can't ad lib.
What's that? Oh,
Wendy said the reason I don't like it is because I can't ad lib. This is true, but I will. Like I will figure it out once I get comfortable reading the words. Like I almost came up with a different word for hilariously just because I was reading it. I was like, "There's no way that's coming out of my mouth." As I start going through this, like there's no way I could start with that because it's just not a word. It's not a word that I use unless I'm making fun of something. Like I'll be like, "Oh, hilarious." Now I know that Brent's got hilarious in the prompt, but that's Brent prompting it.
It's my fault. I give you the hard word. I'm going to start dropping in some multi-syllabic verbiage.
Yeah. So how many times? Hey, yeah, maybe instead of movie quotes, we just drink every time I choke on a word. Another one.
Part of the prompt is 50% of the words must be multisyllabic.
50% of Mike's words.
Of Mike words, yes. Every time it says Mike in the script, you have to drop in a really fancy word. I love AI.
It's absolutely awesome. Well, and you start pushing. The cool part, one of the cool parts about it is you start pushing your comfort level or pushing kind of limits as you go through. Like, for me, how much did I push back and say I do not want to read off of a script? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm having a little bit of fun with it because it's different. And it just weirds me out that I can read that stuff and not remember what I read.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's super weird.
It is weird for a fact. But while it's being weird, let's just let that simmer in everybody's head for a moment while you and I both go back to that first story and see if there's anything at all we need to be talking about on it. It's because it's the top story. L&D is officially in its make or break era. Have we heard this before? This is new data from Docebo, by the way. We know people at Docebo. We love Docebo. They're good people. Really they got a good product. They're working their butts off trying to get some AI into their tool. And they're telling us that skills are decaying faster than my motivation to attend a 4-hour Zoom workshop. I added that part, or AI did.
Yeah.
Move from episodic learning to embedded learning. We have talked about this before. This isn't new. And I wonder if the earlier stories were pulled from the Docebo report. Are we continuing to get?
I don't think it's that, because Docebo is coming up more like as a name inside the scripting. I think it takes me back to the conversation you had with the one guy that was super stoked at DevLearn, where it's like, you know what, if I can just get people to use this, like we can put the learning on this device. I mean, it's already in their hands. It's in their pockets. They all got it in they're always picking them up. Imagine if the learning went there. What could happen? How could the world change if we went with mobile learning? And you're like, dude,
mind blown.
and it's there. Somebody said this to me once, I think it was Cindy, but she said just remember that the first time somebody is hearing something, it really is the first time they're hearing.
Right.
And no matter how many times you've repeated it or how many times you've experienced or how many times whatever, the first time they see and feel it is the first time. And I can tell you, there are so many, and I'm starting to do more upmarket and kind of get back into the enterprise space on my side. But on the earlier stage side of things, the number of people that I would talk to who they would describe their thing and they're like, it's the first time this has ever happened. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, hold on. Did you do a Google search to see who else is doing something like this? and we get tunnel vision because it feels like we've just discovered fire for the first time. And it happens over and over again. So I think one of the questions you've got to go as you go through some of this stuff is, embedding learning embedding training in the workflow will help with stickiness of learning because of the experience that happens is a real thing.
Yeah.
And the other one that this makes me think of, which my mind is just completely blown, although I used to be able to recite the Gettysburg Address. We had to memorize it when we were kids. Do you remember having to do that in school?
I believe so, but I don't think I ever did it. I think that was one of the things I failed at, probably.
Yeah. But you memorize these things, but do you really know them?
Right.
So,
anyway. Yeah. So, here's my thought. Wendy had a great point. A lot of people during your rant about the mobile device, people hearing about that for the first time or feeling like their product is the first one to support that. In a lot of environments you can't. And this is the interesting thing about all of these things that we read about that people get excited about online. A lot of those folks don't understand that certain industries can't do certain things. There isn't a one size fits all instructional design and media solution for every single industry, every single company. Within each industry, you can generalize and you could probably sell products into them focused on their specific types of needs. But if you're looking at, selling into a military manufacturing company and having learning courses in there is very different than selling into health care and pharma, which is different than selling into academic institutions, which is different from selling into retail, which is different from, selling into, list all of the industries you can possibly think of. And there's probably a little bit of overlap in things that need to be done, but there are so many things that are so different that go into those things. And so it's just something that everybody has to be aware of as we're going through and talking about those things. This is something we need to just be very clear about with everybody. And we'll have to say it often because you'll hear it from us for the first time. If you're just joining us, that these are all things that are given that we talk about here from an instructional design standpoint or a learning and development standpoint. And so we don't need to be having too many of those types of conversations here, because what we believe is training is an event, learning is a process, technology supports them both, and performance improvement is our ultimate goal. Whether you're using AI or not, it doesn't matter. Those four statements still apply until further notice.
Well, and if you think about story and like, what is it that works inside story? So story, you connect with a character and characters connect with each other. And there's some kind of transition that is expected to happen. You're going from, you're trying to improve performance. You're going from point A to point B or from B to C or wherever it is that you're going. these are all individual variables. So as much as your operating environment might be slightly different or nuanced, the total, and Wendy, great to see you. Thank you. The variables are still the same. Now, the number of variables might change, but the variables at their core are still the same. You have a person that is interacting with another person or interacting with a thing. You have something that they're trying to overcome. It might be the learning thing, this challenge. They're doing it inside an operating environment. There's going to be a lot of other things. There's some restrictions on what they have access to and what they don't have access to. Ask those questions. The question of what potentially gets in the way of someone being able to do it. Is it a culture thing? Is it a leadership thing? Is it an amount of work thing? Is it a access to technology thing? What can be used to enable it? How can we enable that performance? How can we use technology to help move things faster? What are the gates that people need to go through in order to determine, yep, we're actually successful here. We're moving forward rather than moving a lot, but constantly changing directions and ultimately just moving around in circles and talking about the same thing over and over again. And just so know what your variables are. And if you understand your variables, you can kind of deconstruct and say, ooh, this is kind of related to this thing. We've been here before. Let's go do this thing and see what works. Brent, we should probably, I didn't see anything in the, so nothing that's groundbreaking here.
Yeah, it's the same story. And the tech news story, I think, is pretty much the same too. If you want a promotion, you better be using AI at work. They're literally tracking usage, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like, okay, here's the gist of that story. Hey, start playing with AI and learn AI. Okay, move on.
I do think that the AI production thing missed an opportunity. When it was talking about embedded learning and learning in workflow, and then went into the break room, and then I thought bathroom. They're one of the greatest places to put announcements is either right in front of the urinal or on the inside door of the stall in the bathroom. And now what ends up happening is you have a captive audience for a certain period of time.
Micro learning.
Would you say it?
It's micro learning.
Micro learning in the bathroom.
Or maybe that's, I guess you could apply performance support if that's an issue for your audience. But
all right, so there we go. This is why this again. I'm being
hey, you took us down this road. It's not my fault.
I did, but there was a missed opportunity there. Like
there was a total missed opportunity. But we should probably roll into the culture, and I believe I get to kick this one off.
All right.
HR is facing a massive menopause compliance deadline. Oh boy, we're going to get canceled for this. 74% of pros say the law doesn't go far enough, but most companies haven't even started a plan. That's you.
We've spent decades training people on how to use a stapler, but we haven't trained managers on how to support 25% of the workforce going through major life transition. L&D professionals, get your DEI modules ready because this is the legal frontier of 2026. So, is 2026 the first time that people in the workplace have gone through menopause?
Probably, apparently. Well, it's the first time men have gone through menopause.
Hold on, this doesn't say menopause. This is menopause. It never said.
Oh, sorry. I misread that. So I thought it was menopause. I was like, no wonder we're going to get canceled.
Oh, okay. We lost another viewer on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. It's funny to watch the numbers just cut up like.
I think I think that 10-hour time lane before we're allowed to go live just got extended a few weeks. And in our industry spotlight, we'll be talking about pharmaceuticals today. A new 15% tariffs on imports are forcing the industry to reshore production to the U.S. fast.
This means we need to train thousands of new manufacturing staff on hyper complex FDA regulations yesterday. If you are an L&D pro in pharma, congratulations. You are now the most stressed person in America. Enjoy your $19 billion industry cost increase.
Oh, that's right. It's $1 billion. If you're reading it, then I do it.
Yeah. So looks like I've got another one here. Finally, authoring tools, actually anything on the manufacturing and pharma side of things.
It just means we need to train thousands of new manufacturing staff. I'm not, because of the tariffs, I'm not, we're going to be, so we're building a lot more manufacturing facilities. We're bringing manufacturing back to America. And so we need to train a lot more people on hyper complex FDA regulations yesterday. I can tell you, oddly enough, I built an entire course on an introduction to biotech for the Maricopa County Community College system. It's an epic course, and I learned a ton just going through it. And I know that we're building a lot of manufacturing, even here in Arizona, around it. So there is a lot of training opportunity around it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where all that goes. I mean, I guess
I think the big one of the cool things that's happening is you just kind of see evolution and kind of where things are going. I don't think I tend to be an optimist about this kind of stuff. I think we are living in a very, very interesting and good time for people to be able to move closer and closer to doing the things that they're made to do. One of the hardest parts, though, is figuring out, what are you made to do?
Yeah.
Like, because you may have grown up in one of those households where you were going to be a doctor, or you're going to be a lawyer, or you are going to be a baker, or you're going to be a painter, or you're going to be a whatever.
And that's just the way it is.
And that's just how it is. Like, your dad was a whatever, and your dad's dad was a whatever, and your dad's dad was a whatever, and this is all the family legacy. And there was a time and place where that had to be the case. Like, you learned a craft, you had an apprentice under somebody, and then you went and you honed that craft over years, and then you passed that experience on to somebody else. And now you literally can find anything that you're interested in, and then figure out who are some of the companies in your immediate area, or in your broader remote virtual area that are also doing those things, or at least serving the people that are in a place doing those things. And I think it's a pretty exciting space to be, but at the same time, it can be scary as fuck. And the reason it can be scary as fuck is, what happens if you don't know what you want to do? Like, what if you don't know that answer? And somebody's saying, well, you can be anything, or you can do anything. And then you start to get yourself uncomfortable with the whole idea of, well, okay, but that's a lot to go through. So some interesting and exciting times that we're moving through, and I'm pretty stoked to be here.
Yeah, for those folks who may not know, there is an organization specifically in the L&D world called L10, not L and the number 10, but LTEN, that is all based on training in the kind of pharma and healthcare-ish industry. So just a quick shout out to that organization. They have an event every year. It's like they're like the e-learning guild of just the pharma industry for L&D professionals, L&D in pharma. It's a big deal. There's a lot of money there. So there's a lot of companies there, and a lot of opportunity, to Mike's point. If you want to highly focus in a particular industry. So did you do the authoring tools one?
Nope, I'll do that right now. Finally, authoring tools. Adobe Learning Manager just dropped an update that includes, wait for it, a clear exit action button.
Revolutionary. For 20 years, learners have been trapped in SCORM packages like they were in a digital Saw movie, screaming, "How do I leave?" Now Adobe has added a button that says exit.
It also adds next module labels so learners don't have to guess if the next click leads to a quiz or a 40-minute video of the CEO talking about synergy. It's the little things, folks.
Can I insert the face palm emoji in the script somewhere? Are these things? Listen, executive producer, I'm talking to you right now. This is not news. This doesn't need to be like, let's look at the 10 items, Mr. Executive Producer, that you put into the cutting room floor. I'll bet between Mike and I, we could probably pick 5 of the 10, maybe all of the 10 that would, in my opinion, feel more important than God bless you, Captivate. But why is popping 2 new buttons newsworthy?
So here are the 10 that did not make the cut.
And I did that just to make a nice segue for us into the 10. So
here are the 10 that did not make the cut.
Gartner survey, sure, that would have scored. Cornerstone Cognata partnership probably would have made the score. Blue collar boom, that sounds more important to me. NVIDIA CEO predicts plumbers will be the next millionaires as AI hits white collar roles. Yeah,
but like, how long have we been predicting this kind of thing? And now that Jensen, over at NVIDIA says it, it's now, now it's news. It's one of those things where maybe part of the discussion is, for the thing that you want to get out there and get embedded into your organization, who's the person that you need to get to say it out loud in order for it to actually land?
I know. I sense there are a lot of plumbers out there that keep hearing this over and over again, and they're scratching their heads saying, how come I'm not a millionaire yet?
Yeah, but it's a skill that's required and a need that exists. And as communities grow, the need increases, right? Like as all of this stuff kind of moves along, the need increases. And I joke about it with the revenue plumber stuff. Have you heard about the revenue plumber, Brent?
Yes, I have heard about the revenue plumber, and I loved the idea. Which is why I encouraged you to roll with it, because I think it is spot on, and people can relate to it.
Why can they relate to it?
Because everybody has had to deal with plumbing, and plumbing is a very clear metaphor for what you're trying to do and unclogging the pipes of sales. And sales already has a metaphor for what they do in the sales pipeline. So everybody knows you can have leaky pipes where there's deals squeaking out of your pipeline, or you can have deals that flow nice and there's this nice stream of water that just flows right through the pipeline, right into the company's wallet, because you have gotten yourself a new customer, and it just, everything flushes beautifully.
So I think did you go live? Yeah. Welcome to the conversation, Craig. It's good to see you, Craig.
I'm Craig. I'm going to go with no. Check the Slack.
We ran into a testing and technical issue. So here's, and Craig, good to see you. I think I'm optimistic that as technology continues to evolve, the early warning indicators inside your household that reduce the need for you to have plumbers in an emergency situation are going to get better. So, like, have you ever had a water heater go in your house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In Arizona, that happens a lot. Like, it's
because we got shitty water and the sediment buildup and
so that we know that the water heaters go. Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can solve for it. One way to solve for it is to just replace your water heater every 5 years. It gets expensive. If you do it that way, you know that your water heater really isn't going to go because it's atypical for one to not last at least 5 years. So you can do some preventative maintenance type stuff. You could also figure out with a lot of the connected device type stuff, hey, if flow starts to decrease or increase, and so there's got to be an early warning indicator system to say, hey, this is now the time to go and start doing that kind of stuff. I wonder if through some of these systems, we're going to be able to use the technology to make it more important to both have technology and people doing work. And together we ultimately do more good things together. And it's not that all of a sudden one of those is going to be eliminated or one of them is going to be much faster, because the fact that plumbing is needed does not mean that the people running those businesses are automatically going to gain business acumen and know how to operate the business. In order to get to that number that Jensen is talking about, you've got to have a little bit of that too, like a little bit of whether it's book knowledge or street knowledge in operating a business. You need a little bit of that. I guess this was a long-winded rant around there's no easy buttons and there's no one way where, hey, go jump into this and get all of your kids to learn how to be plumbers because that's the path to a millionaire. No, help your kids figure out what they want to do. Like, that's the path.
Yeah. And there's plenty of other things. I think they use plumber as a catch-all for the trades, right? So it could be any one of them. But anyways, that's the brief. Mike, go find your toaster. I've got a menopause compliance VR simulation to build.
Yeah, and Craig, because you were late, you missed Brent's menopause. At the point where
my personal one,
we lost. It was funny. You could see the numbers on YouTube just drop at certain points during the conversation. The now live with the earworm, I think, chased off almost everybody. Why don't we go to the earworm?
Live with Brent and Mike. With Brent and Mike. Live with Brent and Mike.
Wasn't able to join on when we first started. I think we play the country one for him, and then we'll wrap things up and set everybody up for what we've got coming tomorrow.
Well, hey there, folks. Rise and shine. It's Live with Brent and Mike. Got your coffee brewing, feeling fine. It's Live with Brent and Mike. Live with Brent and Mike. Live with Brent and Mike.
So, Craig, which one did you prefer? All right. While we're waiting for Craig and the rest of the screen to catch up,
what is alive? And I think what she's trying to say is live. She's dragging out the L in live.
Yeah.
I don't think she's. At first, I thought she was kind of changing the word to alive instead of just
I
live.
thought it was now live.
Oh, maybe it's that too.
I don't know. We'll hear different things. I was so upset that you changed the time, so I may not be able to attend, but that's making it much easier. Whoa. Hey, bro. See what you missed, Craig?
And dude, I just can't do it at 5 a.m. I just can't. We already talked about the time change stuff too, but I know timing is an issue. I get it.
We'll work. We'll continue to work on that stuff. We've got so tomorrow we are going to go live on the new YouTube channel. At least that's the plan. We'll see how things work. Brent's got a little ticker, a little countdown machine that says when the buttons, well, the YouTube overlords will allow us to go live on that channel.
It said March 8th we would be able to. So I thought we were totally fine to go live on Monday. And apparently it thinks today is March 8th. I don't know. Oh, Craig, come
look at this.
Brutal, man. I've known this about you though, Craig. So I totally get it. And I respect your musical tastes. But yeah, come on, man.
So
I think I could share some country-ish songs that could change your mind.
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
I forget. Craig, are you an Eagles fan?
Yeah, they're kind of considered country, aren't they?
Yeah.
They show up in the country charts and things.
So tomorrow we'll do this again at 9 o'clock.
Yes, we will.
9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, and 6 o'clock Arizona time, which is what we always do. We always do at 6 o'clock Arizona time. And when the rest of the world catches up with us and decides that they no longer need time change, then it'll be all of our.
It's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's basically what we came down to. So we start at 6 on the West Coast. It's 7 o'clock on the Mountain Time, 8 o'clock on the Central Time, and 9 o'clock on the East Coast Time. Bing, bang, boom.
If you want to connect up with us, and head to livewithbrentandmike.com and register there. We'll get you, just share your email address. We'll send some information over to you about how to join the Slack channel. And as that page gets built up, you'll be able to go back in and watch previous episodes there, including some summary and quizzes associated with each of those episodes. So we're having a little fun tools.
Well, yeah, and folks, if you're wondering what in the heck it is that we're doing here, this is a fun way for us to help you not feel so alone in the epic transition of AI taking over everything. We're using AI to produce the show. We're learning about it. We're sharing all of that information with you, the ups and downs. You're getting a chance to see behind the scenes. We also are doing a monthly AI challenge, which is fun. But all of this is currently experimental, and we are just getting started doing it and polishing it up as we go. So early adopters, early folks who join will obviously get special love from us as we continue to do this. And we do appreciate your feedback. But there is a lot more to learn here than just listening to Mike and I pretend to be news anchors talking about L&D specific news produced by apparently our moronic executive producer, but we're trying to make him smarter.
I am not pretending.
You're not the executive producer either.
Oh, I am not, but I'm not pretending. I've been roped into being an anchor here.
Being an anchor.
Greg, you'll enjoy this one. The epiphany that I had this morning is that, when I read off of a script, it's really hard to remember what I read. And then we talked about cognitive overload. So
Yes, we did, and it's a real thing because it happened to me too. When I'm just reading through it myself, for some reason I don't have that problem. But when you mentioned it this morning, I didn't remember either of the two stories either. By the time we got to the bottom of it and talked about it,
yeah, that was chunked up and they were smaller. Like there was no depth to either of those stories.
and I wonder if it was because I asked it to do two anchors. It couldn't figure out any good banter between the two to script, so it just kept it super short.
Well, it was kind of funny. It had us say each other's names as we were going through it too.
Yes, because I did add the names. I said write the script for two anchors, Brent and Mike.
Well, but it's like but it was like us. Like, so if we're having a conversation, I'm gonna be like,
oh, I see what you're saying.
Brent,
Yeah, it was in our names were in the script.
Brent, that was a great point.
Yeah,
like, dude, that was a great point. Like, but when it gets scripted out and it just feels so artificial, it's like, nice job, Brent. That was a funny one. Thank you for adding your contribution. Hilariously. We also realized that I do not handle scripts with words that contain more than 2 syllables.
We do learn these things. And also, I think everybody hopefully is learning that if you ever see somebody on regular, real broadcast news that's really good at reading from a teleprompter, you'll maybe have a tiny little bit more respect for them because it's not as easy as it looks. Equally, it's not as easy, obviously, to write a good script that's going to be read by a human. There are skills involved there that I think people think is super easy. And unless you've done that work, it's you learn quickly that it's not.
You could stop it. You don't handle scripts.
We could stop at that, but we like to chat about everything, Craig. We have to expand upon it.
Yes.
But we'll save the rest of our expansions until tomorrow.
All right. We'll see you same bat time, new bat channel.
New Bet channel, live with Brent and Mike. All of those words smashed together.com.
And we will connect up with us there. We'll get you in the Slack channel. We'll keep the conversation going. And we will continue to learn as we go. Brent, see you tomorrow.
Adios, man.